think this is called half guard. And he's got me. I'm gonna make sure I get my head real close by. Oh, yeah. I'm tapping, buddy. I'm tapping, buddy. Let me go. Let me go. All right, step one's already been done. The bottom of these have all been secured. Basically a piece of tape this way, piece of tape this way, and then one all the way around the bottom. They're all named for what they are. And after I've done all of that, they're all in this box. I took them outside and we've got some sand here. I made a small water bottle, cut it at a little bit of an angle to make it easier to get it in there. And I've got some gloves on just because I had some available. So the first thing you do at this step is you prepare the tape. This is something that I would do if I was working in the hospital and starting an IV on somebody. I get all my supplies ready prior to needing them. Makes things go smoother that way. So basically I do this before every step. I also put this flat like so on here to keep this from rolling back onto itself. Next I take the part and I'm doing it on top of the sandbag. That way if I lose any sand, which I will, it will go right back into the sandbag. And basically I'm just doing this and shaking both at the same time. I'm not necessarily packing it in with my fingers. I'm okay if it's got a little bit of air in there. I'm not trying to get it as heavy as possible. I'm just trying to get it so that each limb is consistently heavy according to the length of the limb. If I was using paper throughout or if I was using rags throughout, I think that I might have some issue with consistency. And I think that this is going to give me more of a natural feel of a person, of an actual human body. So I'm about to here, I'm fine with that. I take a piece and go over the top like this. Take another piece sidewards. Now I'm like an X over the top. And I actually leave this one on here and roll it like this. And that's fine. I think that's enough to give me, to have most of it stay in throughout. Even if some of it comes out while it's in the dummy, I'm okay with that. I don't have any issues with that. I just didn't want an entire dummy filled with sand because that seemed like just the dead weight of that would be too heavy. I'm not exactly sure how heavy this is going to be, but this bag of sand right here probably weighs about 40 pounds. And I think I can probably do this with 1 or 2 bags of sand. Maybe less than 1, I don't know. But after I put all the paper or the rags or whatever on the peripheral of these foam sands, this is another way to do it, is fill them all at once and then tape them up later. I like doing one at a time and taping them as I go a little better. Seems like a better idea. We can see if this works any better. All right, that seems good. I'll make 4 smaller ones and then 2 larger ones. The problem with making too much tape in advance is you're going to get some of them that are just going to fold over on themselves, and you're going to be having to redo it anyway. And I just don't want to be fighting or being frustrated with tape. Alright, there's one foot. Here's the other feet. The footses. Alright, I hope this helps. Holler if you have any questions. All right, here we go. I'm prepped so far as this dummy guy. He's got a zipper about 1 foot long. So I basically got to feed the feet first, then here, then the pelvis, and then go up, and then hopefully I can smash all this in. I think what I'm going to have to do is I've got over here, I got a big shredder and a bunch of brand new paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this shredded stuff on basically starting the feet, put some shredded crap in there, and then put the feet in and see how that goes. Like, I haven't seen this anywhere, haven't gotten it from anywhere. I'm just kind of making this up as I go along. So I'll go ahead and just start. One previous thing that I've said is, or watched on some other video guy, I don't know if he was using paper or something. He was actually using rags. I think they bought from Home Depot in like a large pack. And he said no matter how full you think you're going to be able to get it, you're probably only going to be able to get it about half that full. So, you know, I guess if all I can do is get my little pool noodle with sand in there, then I'll be okay with that. If I can get more than that, then that would be cool too. So I didn't even see whether or not this pool noodle actually fit for the foot. But so far that looks pretty good. I mean, so what I'm going to do is try and get somewhere around, build up a little bit around there, and then see how the tibia and the femur also fit. One thing that I was thinking about doing was taping them all together at where they articulate, where they join up. I just don't see how that's really going to be an option for me now that I'm having to like basically manually stuff this stuff in here. But we'll see. Let's see how it goes. Maybe I can tape the stuff that's a little bit higher up, like in the chest thorax area. Now I don't want to stuff it too much because then I think I've got these pool noodles in here kind of tight. So, I mean, this, so far what I'm doing seems to be working really well. Of course, this is just the first bone. But from what I'm feeling right here, you know, it feels like a foot. It feels like...
Hey, Michael?
Yes, ma'am?
Can you bring me the panties or do Mama need to?
Probably Mom's going to have to. If she's not available, I can do it.
Mom, I can show you that.
Baby, I can do it if you're doing something. trying to be a good stepfather, but also trying to get this guy TC built. Baby, you need me to bring him? Huh?
I asked her to ask you.
Oh, okay. I didn't know,
Questions,
baby.
but I can run
I
over.
can, baby. That's fine. All right, where were we? All right, here we go. Now I've got the foot in here, some paper around it, and I've got the femur. No, actually the tibia. There's the S. There it is. Now I'm thinking that this is going to take a lot of paper. So what I've got is basically just a couple of packs of paper that I'm willing to just sit there and shred and shred and shred until I've got enough. I really don't want to have to use cloth. Don't have a lot of extra cloth here. If I did, I might, but this just seems like it's going to fill it a little better. I could be wrong, but I don't know. Do the best we can. As I'm doing this, I think what I'm going to do is actually pull this out, since I can actually get to this, and I'm going to tape the side of this to the side of the femur. That way they're hooked together. So I think that's going to work quite nicely. Just go ahead and fill in what I can here. Once I put the femur in here, I'm not going to be able to get back to it. So I just need to do the best job that I can as far as here. You know, and really I can probably have this up against the front of the foot, the noodle up against the front, and then fill in the back, and almost make it feel like a calf. Whether or not it's actually going to stay like that, very unlikely once I start using this thing, but it's the thought that counts. I'm just going to let this roll so that you can see how long it actually takes me to stuff at least one leg. One thing that you have to consider is what you're going to name your grappling dummy. If you're going to be dancing with this guy or girl on a regular basis, you should probably have, have a name for her or him. And I was asking my wife what she thought we should name it, and she really didn't have a recommendation. So then I was thinking, well, I could ask my stepkids what we should name it, but I was thinking about asking the 14-year-old girl about what boyfriend ex-boyfriend she doesn't like the most or something. But then I thought, well, that's kind of negative, and then you're focusing on something negative. But then I was like, well, who is it that was like in my past that I had just really had a problem with and didn't like, that caused me a lot of pain and suffering? And it was this dude, his name is TC. That was his initials, but that's what they called him. And this guy, 25 years ago, caused me a lot of pain and suffering. So I think that unless we come up with a better name, TC it is. This is going to be the TC Grappling Dummy. And I'm going to put some pain in this TC dummy. All right, so if I were a knife, where would I be? I would always be in the same location. That's where I would be. Boom. Shalak lock. Always point the knife away from you. All right. So we are here. Put this here. Man, I hope this works. I think that this may work. I think it may work. I don't know. I'm gonna find out. All right, almost finished. Almost done. Almost finished packing his ass. I decided to put 4 more of these filled with sand in the back. The total of the sand tubes were probably about, I don't know, maybe 20 pounds. So I'm guessing this whole guy is probably going to weigh about 35, 40 pounds. I don't know. We'll find out in a second. At most 50 pounds, which I think is perfect. You don't need, you know, if you're, for me, I'm 180 pounds. I don't need a grappling dummy that's 180 pounds of dead weight, because you don't, yeah, I guess at some points you do have that type of weight when they're actually applying that amount of pressure intentionally on you. But it's not the case most of the time. Most of the time, this is about pressure and position and leverage. And the point of the grappling dummy is to be able to practice these moves without injury, with mobility and being able to move this guy around. I think it would be a mistake to purchase one of these that was probably over 60 or 70 pounds. This is made out of canvas. It looks like it's going to be exceptionally durable. I can't speak to it yet, but all of the zippers looks like it's well made. The zipper is a big, thick zipper. It's not one of those small ones. All of the stitching all the way around seems to have held up well, even with me packing it moderately tight. And let's just see. Let's see whether or not this dude is gonna get me. Oh, I think this is called half guard, and he's got me. I'm gonna make sure I get my head real close by. Oh, yeah. I'm tapping, buddy. I'm tapping, buddy. Let me go. Let me go. All right. This is TC, y'all. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. All right. So far, so good. I think we're gonna be all right. Let's see. Boom. All right, that's it. That's it for this adventure of make a grappling dummy. Make a grappling dummy. There he is. There he is in all of his glory. God bless it. All right. Go get you some jiu-jitsu. That's what she said.